be real here. Everyone knows that America is the biggest superpower in the world, right? If you don't know that, you're probably in some fucking desert, living under a cactus or something, in a cave or whatnot. Everyone knows that they've got the most of pretty much everything, right? When it comes down to the military. But this video is going to be interesting to, you know, see what kind of specific things they can f you over with, you know. Because what I'm thinking about right now is just the general, like, they've got the most of everything, and numbers will win wars, right? Obviously not all the time, but I'm pretty sure if you've got a bigger army and you've got more equipment and more planes and whatnot, you're gonna win, surely, right? So yeah, this video is gonna be quite fun to watch, and yeah, hope you do enjoy this reaction in the end. If you do, be sure to like and also subscribe. Right, I really do appreciate it. Let's get right into this bad boy.
The collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 90s left the United States as the sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capabilities,
bro, they've got the gear, man.
Projection across the globe. In this video, we'll take a look at the 5 top reasons why you wouldn't want to go against the US military establishment.
What the fuck is that?
The United States Air Force is the strongest
Air Force,
in the world.
yep. They've
Not
got the
only
biggest
in
one,
the
right?
number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service, including the US Navy, US Army, Coast Guard,
Holy
and the US
moly.
Marines. As of 2017, the US Air Force alone has a fleet of over 5,300 aircraft, 406 intercontinental ballistic missiles, and 170 military satellites, greater than any other country in the world.
15,000 aircrafts. Military aircrafts. And when it comes down to military aircrafts, those motherfuckers aren't cheap, bro. Holy crap. 400 nukes at their disposal. Mate, that is just bonkers. That is, I did not expect those numbers. I was expecting, like, they've got 5,000 overall aircrafts. 15,000, that's 3 times what I was estimating.
The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable by the radar defense systems of most countries in the world. Some of these stealth aircraft include air superiority fighters, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, heavy bombers such as the B-2 Spirit. In fact, the United States pioneered this technology in the 1980s with the introduction of the F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft. Stealth aircraft are designed to avoid detection using a variety of technologies that reduce radar reflection from ground, sea, or air-based radar antennas, thereby reducing its radar cross-section, or RCA.
That's sick, man.
This revolutionary technology allows a 5th-generation aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor, with a max takeoff weight of 83,500 pounds, to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee. What's more,
that is crazy.
The massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor. Thus, it becomes extremely difficult to track stealth aircraft. Even if the enemy spots them on their radar scopes,
yeah, it's over, man. If you can't see it coming, it's fucking over.
And register a missile kill. The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20 and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future. And we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war.
That is true, yeah.
The next reason why any country going to war with the US military should think twice is because of the strength of the US Navy and its dominance.
Yeah, the Navy.
Ocean,
fucking carriers there.
Supercarriers. The US Navy currently operates 11 nuclear-powered Nimitz-class supercarriers, which is the largest aircraft carrier fleet in the world. The only navy that can come close in terms of technological advancement is probably the Royal Navy of the United Kingdom, but they only have 2 operational carriers. The Nimitz class of carriers has a displacement of over 100,000 tons and can carry a complement of up to 70 aircraft.
Holy moly!
A floating small town in the ocean with its own airport. The Nimitz-class carriers in themselves
look how
are
big that
potent
is,
offensive
man.
weapons, but the way they operate in what is called the carrier strike groups makes these ships even more deadly. A carrier seldom deploys alone. There are always a fleet of surface and underwater assets surrounding them and forming a strike group.
Of course.
These include guided missile cruisers, a destroyer squadron, attack submarines, and other support
submarines
vessels.
As well, man.
Together, they project the power
Jesus
of the carrier.
Christ. I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to, like, attack that?
While the carrier is carrying out its
plus fighter jets flying around in the sky.
The other
like,
ships are responsible
good
to
luck.
protect
Look
its
at
flanks
this.
against any enemy attack. This combination of offensive and defensive strategy makes the US carrier strike group almost impenetrable.
Yeah,
the United States
like,
Navy maintains 9 such carrier strike
crazy.
groups, 8 of which are based in the United States and 1 that's forward deployed to Japan. For over 50 years,
what is
this
that?
has been the
what is it in
principal
Japan?
element of US power protection, and the Nimitz class of supercarriers are at the center of it all. Despite this, the US is currently in the process of developing a new class of carriers called the Gerald R. Ford class,
Oh, for fuck's sake,
intended to
even
replace
more.
the Nimitz class ships. This new supercarrier will be even more technologically advanced and is expected to continue US dominance of the oceans well into the late 21st century.
Wow, okay.
The
So
third
they're
reason
thinking
why you
in the
shouldn't fight
future.
the US military is their massive stockpile of nuclear and conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. The ICBM plays the role of the land leg in the US nuclear triad, along with the Trident submarine-launched ballistic missile, SLBM, and nuclear warheads carried on long-range strategic bombers. ICBMs are launched from ground-based missile silos, achieving high suborbital spaceflight, approximately 1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds.
Oh my god!
Operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming,
400
and North Dakota. The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM that is currently operational in the US. The Minuteman III family of ICBMs were first developed in the 1960s as a response to the Soviet nuclear threat. Throughout the Cold War and beyond, these missiles have undergone constant modernization. In the last decade alone, the US military has undertaken $7 billion worth of upgrades. The rocket propulsion engines, the propellants used, the guidance system, and even the flight control surfaces have all been refurbished.
Bro, they don't fuck around, man.
Are completely different from its 1960s counterparts, except for the shell. These state-of-the-art improvements and modernization programs have kept the Minuteman III system operational for over 50 years with improved reliability that supports the missile's remarkable 99% alert rate. The latest versions of the missiles have a range of over 8,000 miles, which is greater than the diameter of the Earth at 7,917.
Wait, so yeah, you
miles.
can just
They can carry
you can just shoot it where you want, man.
kiloton nuclear warheads, which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on
no one's
Hiroshima
fucking safe.
and Nagasaki.
Wait a minute, what did he just say? Hang on, wait. I'm sorry, I missed that. What did he?
330 kiloton nuclear
330
warheads,
kiloton.
which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that,
20
each of these warheads
times!
can be assigned to different targets independently. The technology is
Brother.
called Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle,
And they've got 400.
MIRV, and was first developed for the Minuteman III family of missiles. So any country messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome arsenal of firepower, which can be launched at a moment's notice. If it weren't the ICBMs or the stealth fighters raining fire down on you, it would be precision-guided munitions, or better known as smart bombs, or PGMs instead.
Smart bombs.
This is another big reason why not messing with the US military is a good idea.
Another type of missile. Let's go.
Use smart bombs in some forms or the other. These weapon systems are designed to be precise and hit a specific target with maximum efficiency. These bombs are so effective that during the First Gulf War, PGMs comprised only 9% of weapons fired, but accounted for 75% of all successful hits. Since then,
holy
for the US
shit,
military at least,
that is
normal
bonkers.
artillery shells and unguided bombs are
That is
gone.
money well
Nowadays,
spent.
The military uses PGMs from air, ground, and sea. Precision-guided munitions come in various forms and use different kinds of technologies to achieve precise hits. A large majority of PGMs use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, of satellites to guide their trajectory to target. However, sometimes this becomes a problem, as GPS coverage is not always reliably available everywhere across the globe, or bad weather conditions can hinder operations.
Oh, okay.
Thus, the Office of Naval Research, the Naval Surface Warfare Center, and the Army Research Laboratory have all coordinated to develop the first ever artillery-fired smart munition that will not use GPS guidance.
What?
The project is known as Moving Target Artillery Round, or MTAR.
Dude, that is crazy.
The MTAR shell can be guided onto stationary as well as moving targets in both land and sea, using a combination of guidance technology.
Holy
the best
shit.
part is that these shells can be fired from the existing M777A2 155mm towed howitzer and the M109A7
Really?
Paladin integrated management self-propelled 155mm artillery systems.
Oh my god.
The US military. The shells will also feature an extended range of 40 to 60 miles, using rocket boosters to propel them.
Wow.
Once finished, it will afford the US military another potent weapon system that outclasses.
So they're literally just
the
shooting a rocket.
Lastly, the fifth and final
that will
reason
then
why
just
you shouldn't fight the
explode
US
on
military
impact.
is drones.
Mate.
We're all familiar with what
Are
an
drones,
unmanned
yeah, I've
aerial
seen
vehicle
these.
or drone is and what it's supposed to do.
But are
in
these
recent
really
years,
that
the
effective?
usability of UAVs are steadily increasing to encompass all
I didn't think
spheres of
these
military
would be
operations,
that
and the US military is the
in this
pioneering
video.
spirit
Well,
behind it. At
alright.
first, used only for surveillance missions, drones were quickly weaponized after the 9/11 attacks and have been extensively used by
What?
the US military
Really?
in the war against terror as an offensive weapon platform. It's
I
forecast
did not know
over
that.
the next decades, the US is in line to purchase over 1,000 combat drones of various classifications.
1,000.
Some of them, like the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel and the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray,
Oh
are
shit, that
already
looks
in the
sick.
final stages of development, and once finished, will provide the US military with state-of-the-art platforms capable of multi-role operations.
It is so
ranging from
weird,
attack
like,
missions
no
to
cockpit.
aerial refueling. Drone technology has reached such heights
It's just a
today
fucking
that
robot,
a single
like,
UAV
it's so
can
funny.
loiter miles above the surface of the Earth for hours, waiting for the target to show its head and sticking with impunity. This capability will allow all the services under the US military to reduce its dependency on manned platforms, thereby reducing the risks during future combat operations.
Mate, it's fucking, it's
These
over with,
5
man.
weapon
What are you supposed to do against
make
these?
the US military extremely dangerous for any adversary looking to get into a conflict with them. In a conventional warfare setting, it's almost impossible to beat the US military machine. That's why modern enemies of the United States are employing more and more asymmetric warfare strategies against the mighty US military.
Like that?
Despite that, the
What
US
are you supposed to do
military
against that?
juggernaut is
Seriously.
hands down the most powerful military complex
Anyone
in
know?
the world today, and probably will be for decades
The
to come.
Apache, yeah.
That's all we have for you today, folks.
They didn't even say about the helicopters and the
If you like the
fucking
video and want to stay up
the
to date on
AC-130
cool military
gunship.
stuff
Like
this,
they've got
then
that
click
shit
the
as well, man.
subscribe button.
That was quite interesting, to be honest. You know, like I didn't know the drone would really be in this video, because I've seen drones. I mean, they just really scan and find out what's happening in the area. I didn't know though that they actually got weaponized, where they can you know, do damage. I did not know that. Well, at least I haven't heard about that. But yeah, I'm still mind blown with that fucking number. 15,000 military aircrafts. We're not talking about some like Cessna included. No, we're talking about fighter jets. These, you know, big motherships like the AC-130 and all these big boys. The expense of all of this must be absolutely bonkers. Like, they must be spending trillions. The biggest, I think, factor, or not factor, but the biggest thing that I've taken from this is their navy is fucked. Just from that picture, not picture, but that video where you saw all the carriers and like, what are you supposed to do against that? That's literally like $1 trillion just fucking underwater. Most advanced technology, radar, fucking whatever. They've got submarines in the water, they've got all of these ships, they've got the aircraft carrier with 70 fucking planes on each. Like, wait, what? It's over with, man. If they come to you with that, I'm sorry, it's night night. I'm sorry, you're a goner. I even think an alien would be scared of that. Like, seriously, that is some immense power. They did say they've got the biggest navy in the world, so, well, that was the showcase right there. There was a lot that I didn't actually know, with the IBMs and how many they had and all these other missiles that they've used. It's pretty interesting, to be honest, that they're still developing shit, you know. It doesn't really end ever, does it? Because there's always other countries that are trying to best you and trying to do better and whatnot, which then means that you have to keep on working on it and developing technologies and whatnot to be able to improve and stay on top of them. So I mean, they're just gonna keep on spending and spending and spending. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point they're long gone. Like, they could like just rest for like 10 or 15 years and it'd be like they'd still be on top. Yeah, that is the conclusion. Don't fuck with America. It's just that easy. Now, I hope you did enjoy this video. I'm a bit sick right now, so the video might have been a bit slow and not as energized as I'd hope it to be, but you know, hope you enjoyed anyway. And as always, stay safe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next up and coming video coming out soon.